ES Audio.
What's up? I'm John Weeks, and this is the Evening Standard's Tech and Science Daily. Coming up, are we closer to cargo drones, same-day deliveries? But first, graphics and artificial intelligence firm Nvidia has shared a demo of its latest tech using AI in games to chat with characters.
Hey Jen, how are you?
Unfortunately, not so good.
How come?
I am worried about the crime around here. It's gotten bad lately.
It showed off what it called the future of games, where instead of choosing dialogue options, you could actually speak to NPCs in the game, and they'd respond with something appropriate. The demo was played at Computex 2023 in Taipei, and the tech behind it is called the Nvidia Avatar Cloud Engine, or ACE. The firm said game developers can use it to build and deploy customized speech, conversation, and animation AI models within their software and games. Now, the co-founder and CEO of the world's first cargo drone airline has told us they want to offer a cheaper and more sustainable way of sending cargo around the world.
The cost of shipping is essentially a tax, and it's a tax that very cruelly increases the more remote you are and the more disconnected from the global commerce economy. So the further you are, the more you end up overpaying for goods to be brought in.
Svilen Rangelov from Dronamics spoke to us after his team successfully launched their aircraft, the Black Swan. It has the capacity of a small van, can travel as far as London to Athens, can transport goods from fresh fish to emergency medicines, and can land on short runways, even just 400 meters long.
There's maybe 50,000 airstrips around the world, and yet less than 2% of them are used by commercial aviation today. So we optimized for a very short takeoff, very short landing, so that anyone who has around 400 meters of runway can land the drone there.
To put that into perspective, Heathrow's runways are more than 3,500 meters, or over 2 miles long. The drones are unmanned, but controlled remotely by trained pilots. And Svilen told us he's ruled out completely autonomous aircraft.
The real question is, as we gain confidence in the system, would we be able to add more flights to a single pilot, per location? And the answer is yes, we would, and that's kind of the future and the plan for growth.
A mining firm paying to literally move a whole Swedish city so it can mine for precious metals has told us we need to mine more rare earth elements before they can be recycled.
The problem today is that it's not enough of those minerals, of those metals, to recycle. We haven't mined enough for all over the world to have enough of it.
The old mining town of Kiruna is being moved building by building to allow for LKAB to mine iron ore, as well as 17 precious metals from what is Europe's largest deposit of rare earth metals. Anders Lindberg from LKAB told us one of the key elements they're planning to mine is phosphorus.
Half of the food that's grown in the world is dependent on mineral fertilizers, and phosphorus is one of the key elements in that. And this deposit alone, the Pallier deposit, if we get the permits to start extracting it, we can replace all of the Russian export of phosphorus to the EU.
He told us of the materials within the mine, there are many that can be used for things like electric car batteries and wind turbines.
A lot of people are skeptical about new mines, but we will need them if we are to lower the use of fossil fuel, to lower the climate change. We need to go electric, and then we need these metals and minerals.
Elizabeth Holmes, the disgraced CEO of collapsed tech firm Theranos, is set to report to prison this week to begin her 11-year sentence for the blood testing scam at the heart of her startup. Theranos raised nearly £800 million from wealthy investors after she promised to provide revolutionary tech to scan for hundreds of diseases and other potential problems with just a few drops of blood. But in 2014, an explosive Wall Street Journal investigation and regulatory reviews exposed dangerous flaws in Theranos' tech. This week, an appeals court in San Francisco ruled 39-year-old Holmes must begin serving her sentence of 11 years and 3 months for defrauding investors. Now, it's thought plant-based foods high in flavanols, such as green tea, apples and berries, potentially improve cognitive function in older adults. And international studies found that a diet with low levels of flavanol-rich foods may drive age-related memory loss. Researchers found that among participants, adults around 71 years old, who had a poor diet at the start of the trial, consuming a 500 milligram flavanol supplement every day improved their memory function. Coming up, just how much does social media impact our mental health, and why Gen Z are opting for dumb phones? Why not hit follow and give us a rating during the break? Welcome back. A mega study is being planned to look at the effects of social media and other technology on our mental health. People aged 10 to 24 will be the focus of the study. Experts will monitor their neurological sequences while they play a mobile game. The team behind the study said how the participants play the game will inform us about their mental well-being, and they'll be able to track their response over time to spot trends and patterns. And finally, it looks like noughties flip phones are coming back into fashion as Gen Zers and millennials try to find ways of limiting their screen use. Some are opting for what they're calling dumb phones, with the TikTok hashtag #BringBackFlipPhones getting 49 million views. HMD Global, which makes Nokia phones, says its flip phone market share has doubled year on year and expects further growth this year. In response, it's released 2 new handsets, basically slightly updated versions of its 2007 model, the 2660, in pink and green. You're up to date. Come back at 4 o'clock and search for the Leader Podcast for the latest news from the Evening Standard. We're back tomorrow afternoon at 1. See you then.